Then I took a smidge and applied it down there.
This One's Wife, Lemonada, American Riviera Orchard, balls to them, I'm a cyber abuse champion now. Hello, I'm HG Tudor. You'll remember that shitty podcast series that This One's Wife was engaged in that was called Archetypes, laughably beige, which was just simply This One's Wife taking a number of descriptions that had been issued about her and trying to dismantle them by suggesting they're not applicable to women, i.e. her. Hilary Rose wrote in the most entertaining terms about it, and of course your glorious narrator dissected the behaviours vis-a-vis narcissism for you. It was boring. It just provided entertainment with regard to how boring and stupid it was, and also, of course, as a vehicle for understanding more about This One's Wife's narcissism. It demonstrated how lazy she was. In certain instances, she didn't even conduct the interviews. Production assistants did, and then she came in and asked her questions later. Nevertheless, it was such a success. Oh, no, it wasn't, was it? After initial grudge listening, it plummeted down the lists, and it wasn't renewed further. Indeed, it led to Spotify dropping them, and This One's Wife and Harry being labelled as fucking grifters. Such a memorable description of them, which may well end up on their headstones. But This One's Wife, of course, has a voice, and she wants to be heard. She needs to be heard because, of course, her narcissism tells her that whatever she has to say is important and meaningful. That you should listen to her, because what most people understand as a beige word salad, she thinks is pioneering, unique information that she's conveying to you. Even though she's trotting out trite and cliched phrases, often coming up with hackneyed ideas and lifting other people's observations wholesale, she thinks that she's telling you things for the first time. She thinks that she's conveying to you information that nobody has ever thought of ever before in the history of ever. That is the delusion that is generated by her narcissism in order to compel her to say what she says and think that it goes down brilliantly. This is why you see certain narcissists who are completely oblivious, i.e. they can't read the room, where they think what they had to say is really good and is really important. I've mentioned to you before the speech that Patrick Bateman provides in American Psycho whilst he's out for dinner, where he's asked about his views, and he talks about how there should be greater levels of tolerance and equality, etc. And he delivers it all in a self-satisfied fashion, whereby he believes that he's saying all of these things for the first time, and that nobody has ever thought of it before, and he's truly a pioneer when it comes to being a thought leader. This One's Wife is similar. When she doles out this nonsense, she really thinks that she's telling you something special and unique, and that's why you should listen to her. Thus it came as no surprise that she sought to find another stable, which was Lemonada, to which most people went, "Lemon what?" Clearly, a much smaller platform, and Lemonada probably did rather well out of the publicity, so they weren't going to complain. But then their coup at having coaxed her to join them turned into dismay, as it would appear that the content that she was going to provide for them this summer didn't manifest. Where have we seen that before? When has it ever occurred that This One's Wife has been chalked down to do something and doesn't deliver? No, surely not. Therefore, the work that she was going to do for Lemonada was put off until 2025 because apparently she was arsing around with a cooking show, which similarly won't see the light of day. Thus, Lemonada makes great fanfare about the Duchess of Sussex joining their stable and that there'll be interesting and exciting content on the way, and then there's this. Tumbleweed. Still, perhaps she was busy with American Riviera Orchard. the world's shittiest lifestyle brand that was launched in March as a consequence of an Instagram post and a very strange video, which was followed up with jam scam and then some more jam and some dog biscuits. That's the totality of the behemoth that is American Riviera Orchard. It is now 4.5 months since that launch, and as you know earlier, a police appeal was launched as to if anybody had actually seen American Riviera Orchard. But once again, this one's wife engages in telling the world about something, and then what follows up? Bugger all. But don't worry, because although Lemonada has been pushed back into 2025 and American Riviera Orchard is nowhere to be seen, she's a cyber abuse champion now. That's what she's going to do. She, along with the ginger poodle trotting behind her, is going to take her sword of truth and shield of justice, and she will no doubt march the byways and paths of cyberspace, ensuring that it is a safer space for everybody. Where she sees an online bully, she will slay that dragon. Where she sees somebody meek or weak, she will reach out a hand of salvation to them, and in breathy vocal fry tell them just how they are enough. The world surely is now going to be a safer place as a consequence of this cyberspace champion. You will, of course, notice that this is the pattern of behaviour that this one's wife has engaged in so often. I'm an author, now I'm a politician, now I'm a philanthropist, now I'm a fashion icon, now I'm a jam maker, now I'm going to be a pop star, now I'm going to be launching a new podcast. Here's some content. Where's Meet Me at the Lake, by the way? She flits from one thing to another. And this is because of two fundamental factors. One, she has no talent. Two, her narcissism is geared to get what it needs from simply talking about things rather than actually delivering. Remember, everything that she does when it comes to another human being is in relation to the prime aims. Accordingly, her narcissism, if it can get the prime aims with the minimum of input, that's what happens. Accordingly, if she can control people by announcing a lifestyle brand, if she can get fuel by announcing a lifestyle brand, if she can get some character traits by sending out some jam, if she can get a residual benefit from talking about this lifestyle brand, then that's what happens. But the lifestyle brand doesn't come to life. There's no infrastructure, there's no CEO, there's no products to purchase, there's no website that tells you what's available, there's no interaction with the potential purchasers and audience, there's no content creation. Why bother going to all of that when she can get the prime aims by just talking about it and sending out some shitty jam? Similarly, with Lemonada, people react to the fact that, oh, Jesus Christ, there's another fucking podcast from that beige doofus. But she gets a reaction nonetheless, therefore why deliver? Why actually have to sit down and put in some hard work like other content creators do? The fact is, people are only interested in her because of who she married, and that gave her a title. You analyse her. Has she ever got anything interesting to say? No. Is she talented? No. She doesn't even really care, because she's a narcissist. Some narcissists are very good at making them look like they care. Others have oodles of talent. Your glorious narrator, for example. But when it comes to this one's wife, you're not getting anything. And so, once again, her flitting from one thing to another is symptomatic of her narcissism. And let's just see how long being a cyber abuse champion lasts. Place your bets. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.